Hey guys, TCPD here. Now I know everyone's thinking, what is Halo even? Why do you love Halo and not just like Halo? And of course, what most people are thinking, why don't you just use insert Fortnite skin here that looks like Master Chief and get some dubs with the boys on a Saturday night? I know, really intense questioning. Do people still make Fortnite memes? I don't know. Okay, but all the haha jokes, I do personally feel like Halo does stand amongst like the greats. I know what you're all going to do right now. Spit roast me with the dislike bar. But just hold on. Let me explain why I love Halo. Hopefully you guys come to my side because Halo is a really small indie title. No one knows what Halo really is. I'm sorry to say, but they really do not. I feel the easiest way to explain this is to use my trifecta. Trifecta means three, I'm pretty sure. If it doesn't, well, you're only getting 3 bullet points for me for why I love Halo. First, I'm going to talk about why I love the story, and then I'm going to talk about why I love the multiplayer, and lastly, I'm going to talk about why I love the community. Even though I'm not really in the community, but I do love the community still. So we're going to talk about that too, alright? So you sit down, you're going to watch it. Let's do a nice victory royale and jump right into the story, because is Fortnite honestly still funny? I really don't know. First up, we're going to talk about that epic, with a B, story. The B makes it more better because B also has better in it. But what I feel like Halo does not really get the most amount of credit for in like the widespread of communities is the story. The story is actually like really complex. It's very lore heavy. And if you know me personally, I go by the keyword of lore master because I love that lore. And Halo lore is insane and vast, like in the different like side games and like weird, poorly made TV shows that Microsoft for some reason keeps making every few years. And the books are actually pretty good. But I feel like people mainly get like the main content of like Halo. Like you want to stop the Covenant and you want to do this with Cortana and she's evil now. Ah! But I want to just get into the little minute details why I love the Halo story and the lore that surrounds it. Because I feel like most people at this point do get Halo because, hey, Halo's not that small of a game anymore. Sorry to say, but it's really not. So here is why I love the little minute details of Halo and some of the, like my favorite part of the minute details of why the Halo story and lore is so freaking awesome. And my favorite like minute little detail about the Halo story and lore are just like the enemies. The enemies have so much just little tiny lore and like how they act in the game and how they react and like attack you and like why they attack you in certain ways and why they don't. And like some examples of this are like the grunts. So like if you don't know, the grunts are like enslaved and like forced into like battle to fight with the Covenant, which is like most of the time they run away like little bitches because they're scared of you and don't want to die because they don't believe in the cause of the Covenant. Therefore, they don't want to stick around and fight and die like 90% of the time, which is like so little minute. No one knows that. Most people just think grunts are little bitches, which they are, except the suicide ones have some balls to come at you and just blow up on you with their sticky grenade hands. And on the other side spectrum of the grunts, you have the brutes, which do want to fight and do believe in the cause for the Covenant and just want to win and like destroy you and like spread their weirder religion and take over the galaxy and the Halo rings and whatnot. And like since they believe in all that, they don't ever run away from battle and instead just run right towards you as brute force, which is why they're called brutes pretty much. But they just do that and like it's like so interesting to see like the two separate sides of the spectrum and like have reasons why they act how they do. It should be pretty obvious, but a lot of games don't really explain that. In the middle of the spectrum, you have the Jackals. And the Jackals sometimes like to run away from the fights, and sometimes they stay and fight. The reason being is that they're actually mercenaries. Therefore, they don't really have like a religious tie or like any like tie to wanting the Covenant to win. They just go where the money is. And so they don't really care what happens as long as they live or die. They just want the money at the end of the day. It's just so interesting to like have a game that like has so much intense lore just on like 3 just random enemy types and like even more lore to it. And like all the weapons have their own little lore like reasons why they act how they do, and like the vehicles are like 15 different types of banshees for like each game, and there's like reasons why each banshee looks slightly different, and they release like whole entire like lore dumps on the why. It's so cool. And like if you're like a huge sci-fi fan like me, just like take a look at like a story. It's like look at a quick like recap because it's like insane. It's like one of the best sci-fi stories. It's so cool. and it's just awesome, and I could keep saying this forever, how awesome it is, but we're gonna hop into the multiplayer, because as we all know, I need to get those BRs with the boys on Saturday night in Fortnite. I keep saying that fucking joke. Now, the multiplayer to Halo is just the bread and butter of to why I personally love Halo. Don't get me wrong, I love the story that I just said previously, how cool it is and how lore heavy it is, but it can't compare to being called a little bitch by a 5-year-old a whole entire game. And you finally kill him and get that glorious teabag on his head. Now, the reason I love the gameplay to Halo's multiplayer is like, it's just for me the perfect blend of like a fast-paced shooter like Call of Duty while being slow and strategic at the same time like CSGO. The reason being is most Halo maps are these large, huge, behemoth-sized treks of maps that you can either traverse on foot or by vehicle if you want to get there fast. And most of the time, though, if you go on foot, usually right when you pick up your shotgun, you just get sniped in the head because god-tier snipers are everywhere in Halo, apparently. Which is why I personally love Halo, is because you really just feel the impact of these weapons. Like, when you get shot in the head, you feel the giant, like, explosion effect on your head. I mean, that's not really a bloody game, but you get what I'm saying. You really feel the impact of the gun. And you really feel like you earn that weapon, because in Halo multiplayer, you all start off with the same weapons. Either it's usually like a BR and assault rifle, or like an assault rifle or a pistol, or some combination of those 4 weapons most of the time, depending on what mode you play. Therefore, you have to go and like search for a shotgun, a sniper, a machine gun, and just all these different weapons that are usually like one drop on a map for like an amount of time. So you really just like, when you get shot by a guys, a sniper, a rocket launcher, you know they had to look for it, and you like, everyone just races to these like weapons, and it's just these giant like just battles over its rocket launcher. And it's always really fun, especially when you get the weapon, you just kill them all with it. As I previously touched on before in that last statement about how they just have these large impending maps, I really do feel like the maps are really what make Halo stand out. All the maps feel different, have different ups and downs, different like weapon spawns and vehicle spawns. So you never, so like all the big maps really don't feel the same. Because a lot of time like Call of Duty and stuff, a lot of the maps just feel samey to me personally. But in Halo you get like, especially in the Master Chief Collection, you get like Valhalla. And you go to Avalanche, or if it's me, you go to Avalanche, and you keep getting Avalanche, and you want to kill yourself. Because Avalanche isn't that fun of a map. A lot of people do like Avalanche, which is the beauty of Halo. It's just, you all have like a favorite map for different things. Like, personally, I don't like Avalanche, because I hate how it's shaped like a U. But a lot of people like that aspect of Avalanche. And there's not really another map in Halo that feels like that, personally. Which, I feel like the map structure really doesn't get as much love as in Halo as I feel like it should be by the general public. Because just like, a lot of people talk about like Nuketown is one of the best multiplayer maps in the world, But like, Nuketown's like a boring ass map compared to something like Valhalla on Halo. Once again, I could keep just going on in detail why I love the multiplayer and probably just keep repeating myself because this is the first time I've done a video like this. Because I really do feel like the community is where Halo shines the most and why it got so popular and big. So let's just start right into it. The reason I'm saying the first part about how Halo had the biggest impact on online culture is really because it's like, look at my shirt right here. This isn't a Halo shirt. Okay, technically it's a Halo shirt, but in reality it's actually for a show that's made with Halo called Red vs. Blue. Which, if you don't know what Red vs. Blue is, this could be a whole topic on itself. Maybe a different video about Rooster Teeth. But Red vs. Blue pretty much is made in-engine with Halo through a thing called Machinima. And if you don't know what Machinima is, it's pretty much using in-game assets to tell a story. And I think Halo really was the forerunner of this. It wasn't the first game to do this, but it definitely popularized it. Definitely was like the biggest and still is supported the most, I believe. Through Halo, a bunch of people were able to create these really intense stories that really just don't even expand onto Halo. Don't even really a lot of time have a lot to do with like the overarching mythos of Halo or even Master Chief. It's just people telling stories with Halo assets, and they're really supported by the like developers and Xbox and everything. Like I bought a Halo shirt that's not actually a Halo shirt that's fully licensed by Halo, which I know it's kind of contradictory of itself, but it really does show how much of the impact the community did have. I mean, let alone Red vs. Blue right now is on season 17, I believe, and it still is ongoing. It does pretty well on 9, I'm pretty sure still. I still watch, so it does do pretty well, but it really does show how much community means in this, I feel like, game. When you have these shows that are going on for 17 plus seasons. But this gave a way for fans to really show their love for Halo and just tell unique stories that a lot of games don't do. It really just like pushed you to like come up with your own stories, love it or hate it. It's really cool just like look up Halo Machinima, just see someone like just take on the Halo universe, or it's a really cool like mercenary story, or just something. It's always fun. It's not as big as it was when it first came out, but it still is around today. It's always fun to look up every once in a while, just see what's kicking. Maybe you see your old favorite creator from when you were a kid still making Halo machinimas, and that's always fun. And now the reason I love the Halo community isn't just because of Halo machinima videos. I also love all the cosplay that come out. There's some really intense and awesome cosplay of just like the cool creatures of Halo, and even like people make their own Spartan armors from like their in-game avatar. It's a really cool Spartan armor set they made. It's always just cool seeing what the community creates, and it's like even more so like all the just dedicated Halo lore channel that digest the lore for you, which helps me a lot understand Halo lore because I don't have time to read all the millions of books there for Halo. But it's always just really cool to see what the community can achieve together, and I do feel like it's probably one of the most impactful and biggest gaming communities that really doesn't get a lot of like shed of light anymore these days. But it still is kicking pretty well, and it does really help emphasize why I still do love Halo and play it constantly all the time. I probably play it every day for at least an hour. I just love Halo so much. It means so much to me. Now, as the end of the video comes up, it is time to wrap up my terrible, probably very long, just crappy video explaining why I love Halo personally. So if you did like this video, remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you want me to keep doing more videos like this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been really wanting to do videos like this for a while. Really did want to break the mold of my channel a bit and kind of do more like editing, hopefully kind of funny gaming videos, because it's something I'm definitely interested in personally, and just something I really do want to work on more, because as much as I do love personally toy hunting, I do get bored of it, and I definitely want to do more gaming centric videos for a while. So let me know what you guys felt about this video. If you guys have a genre you want me to do, I have kind of ideas for different kind of video ideas to keep going if this does well, but I think I am going to keep doing it. So hope you guys like it. Comment down below, subscribe, and tell me why you love Halo, because I love Halo. If you still play Halo, let me know your gamer tag. I'll add you and we can play Halo one day maybe, because I don't have a lot of people to play Halo with anymore. So I'm going to end it here, guys, and go get lunch. And remember, I will be teabagging you on the battlefield. Why did I end a video like this? It sounds so creepy.